What if the biggest problem wasn't what Meghan Markle was selling, but the person she seemed determined to sell? That is the question that keeps following her everywhere. Through podcasts, interviews, documentaries, speeches, social media launches, and carefully staged lifestyle content, Meghan has spent years presenting herself as authentic, relatable, and organic. Yet somehow, the harder she pushes that image, the more people seem to question it. And that contradiction has become one of the most fascinating mysteries surrounding her public life. How does someone who talks so often about authenticity end up being accused of the exact opposite? It starts with something that many viewers couldn't ignore: Meghan's sudden transformation into a lifestyle entrepreneur. One day, she was discussing empowerment and humanitarian work. The next, she was selling jams, fruit spreads, candles, matches, and household products. But according to critics, the strange part wasn't what she was selling. It was how she was selling it, because every advertisement appeared to revolve around Meghan herself rather than the actual product. Instead of close-up shots explaining why customers should buy the product, viewers were presented with images of Meghan wandering through gardens, carrying baskets, smelling flowers, and gazing through windows as if she were starring in a luxury perfume commercial rather than promoting fruit spread.
Meghan Markle has started to sell matches on her As Ever website, but just asking for a friend here, is she selling them illegally?
And that is where the questions began. Was the fruit spread the product, or was Meghan the product? Because while successful entrepreneurs often focus attention on what they are selling, Meghan's promotion seemed to focus attention on Meghan. The contrast became even more obvious when people compared her approach to others in the celebrity business world. Some celebrities demonstrate products, explain benefits, and educate consumers. With Meghan, audiences often felt they were watching a carefully curated photo shoot where the actual item being sold seemed almost secondary to the image being projected.
Now I am so excited to share with you our 2 new shades of colour wash. For me, I love that look of fresh skin when you've just got back from holiday and you've got that post-holiday glow where your skin looks healthy and glowing. If that's the look that you are searching for, you are going to love these new shades of colour wash. I'm going to show you how I use this product to create that perfect post-holiday glow.
But the product issue was only the beginning. Critics started noticing a larger pattern. Every appearance seemed incredibly polished. Every photograph looked professionally crafted. Every smile appeared perfectly timed. Every outfit looked meticulously selected. The more content Meghan released, the more some viewers began wondering whether anything was spontaneous anymore. It felt less like someone sharing real moments and more like someone executing a carefully designed strategy. The authenticity she wanted people to see was being filtered through layers of presentation. Then came another uncomfortable observation. Before any video reached the public, it often looked as if dozens of decisions had already been made behind the scenes. Camera angles, lighting, wardrobe, expressions, timing, everything appeared almost too perfect.
I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. Surprising people with moments that let them know I was really thinking of them.
What? This is probably one of the most glamorous moments of my life.
It's mad!
And perfection can sometimes create a problem because audiences are surprisingly good at detecting when something feels rehearsed. People connect with unexpected moments, awkward moments, human moments. That's why some celebrities continue attracting loyal audiences year after year. They allow imperfections to exist publicly. They laugh when things go wrong. They leave mistakes in the final edit. Compare that with Meghan's public image. Critics argue that very little seems accidental. Very little appears unscripted. And when everything is polished, viewers naturally start searching for what might be hiding underneath the polish.
Whenever you can go out into the rain, do not miss the opportunity!
The situation became even more intriguing whenever Meghan visited sensitive locations or participated in emotional events. Somehow cameras always seemed to be nearby, ready to capture exactly the right angle at exactly the right moment. For supporters, that may simply be part of modern celebrity culture. For critics, however, it reinforced suspicions that image management was becoming more important than authenticity itself. Then another pattern emerged: Meghan's apparent obsession with perfection. And ironically, perfection is often the enemy of relatability. relatability. Audiences tend to trust people who occasionally stumble, people who reveal flaws, people who get caught in uncomfortable situations. One famous example often discussed involves Victoria Beckham being corrected by David Beckham during a documentary when she attempted to describe her upbringing. That moment became memorable because it felt real. It was awkward, it was imperfect, and viewers loved it, not because it made Victoria look better, but because it made her look human. Yet similar moments rarely seem to happen around Meghan. Public appearances remain carefully managed, interviews remain controlled, the image remains polished, and that is where the central mystery deepens. Why does someone who wants to be perceived as authentic work so hard to eliminate every visible imperfection? Why does every public appearance seem designed to communicate the same message? Why does every criticism trigger another attempt to reshape the narrative? Because according to critics, authenticity doesn't require advertising. It reveals itself naturally. People don't usually announce how authentic they are. They simply live their lives and allow others to decide. Yet Meghan repeatedly uses words like organic, real, and authentic when discussing her projects and public identity. And the more often those words appear, the more some viewers wonder whether they are hearing a description or a sales pitch. The irony is impossible to ignore. The more Meghan tries to convince audiences she is authentic, the more skepticism seems to grow. And as that skepticism grows, an even bigger question begins to form behind palace walls, Hollywood circles, and online discussions alike. Has Meghan Markle become trapped inside the very image she spent years trying to create? Or is there something much bigger happening beneath the surface that people are only beginning to notice? The deeper people looked, the more the authenticity debate seemed to follow Meghan everywhere. Critics began pointing out that truly authentic people rarely spend their time announcing how authentic they are. Their actions do the talking. Their reputation grows naturally. Yet Meghan repeatedly returned to the same language, describing projects as organic, genuine, and authentic. For some viewers, that repetition started having the opposite effect. Instead of reinforcing credibility, it raised suspicion. Why keep reminding people something is real if it is already obvious? And then came the observation that many critics considered impossible to ignore. Some of the world's most successful women never seem concerned with convincing people they are authentic. They simply focus on their work. Their achievements speak for them. Their mistakes speak for them. Their lives speak for them. Meghan, however, appeared locked in a constant effort to shape how every aspect of her life was perceived. The perfect kitchen, the perfect wardrobe, the perfect family moments, the perfect photographs, the perfect presentation. Everything seemed polished to such an extreme degree that audiences started asking whether perfection itself had become the problem. Because real life is messy. Real life includes burnt meals, awkward conversations, embarrassing mistakes, and unexpected failures. Those are the moments people recognize because those are the moments they experience themselves. Yet Meghan's public image often seemed determined to remove every dent, every scratch, and every imperfection before the public could see it. Ironically, the more perfect the picture became, the harder it was for ordinary people to see themselves inside it. Then came another challenge: public perception. Many celebrities understand something important. They cannot control everything people think about them. They focus on their careers and allow audiences to form opinions naturally. Meghan's critics argue she took the opposite approach. According to them, image management appeared to become a full-time occupation. Every project seemed connected to a larger effort to influence public perception. Every interview felt designed to reinforce a particular narrative. Every appearance appeared carefully calculated. That contrast becomes obvious when compared to public figures who willingly share everyday moments. They show cluttered bags, chaotic schedules, funny mistakes, and awkward situations. They laugh at themselves. They invite audiences into reality rather than into a carefully constructed fantasy. Meanwhile, Meghan's content often feels remarkably serious. Controlled, managed, protected humor, when it appears, rarely lands with the same natural ease that audiences see elsewhere. And that creates another barrier between the public and the image she is trying so hard to project. Because humor is human. Mistakes are human. Imperfections are human. The greatest irony in this entire story is that Meghan may be chasing the very thing she already possesses naturally. Nobody expects perfection from public figures. Nobody demands flawless lives. People simply want honesty. They want authenticity that exists without explanation. They want moments that feel unscripted and real. At the heart of this controversy sits a simple truth. Audiences connect with flaws far more than perfection. Yet Meghan continues presenting a version of life that often appears polished beyond recognition. Critics argue that even projects that could have showcased genuine relatability ended up feeling staged because everything seemed designed to maintain a carefully protected image. A woman learning, experimenting, making mistakes, and laughing at herself could have felt refreshing. Instead, many viewers felt they were watching another performance dedicated to preserving perfection, and that may explain why this debate refuses to disappear. It is not really about fruit spreads, podcasts, documentaries, or lifestyle brands. It is about trust. It is about perception. It is about the growing gap between the image being presented and the reality audiences believe they are seeing. The more Meghan pursues perfection, the more people seem drawn toward the imperfections she refuses to show. And perhaps that is the biggest mystery of all. After years of trying to convince the world, she is authentic. Has Meghan unknowingly become trapped inside an image so polished that people can no longer see the real person behind it? Because if that is true, this story is far from over. In fact, the biggest chapter may still be waiting to unfold.